You know, I'm just watching and seeing what's going on. You know, Harden and all they trying to do. What's up with you, brother? Golly, we up in here, conscious conversation. Oh Lord,
I declare you and Tina's related. The way y'all got a little bit of that country twang, like y'all. The two of y'all got that little twang, you know what I'm saying? Like y'all related, like y'all cousins or something.
I mean, listen, I'm countrified. I am. I may wear a white collar through the day, but listen, I'm quick to get out there in the fields too and start shucking some peas. Well, okay.
She's country. She's country. Go ahead, lead us in. I'm ladies and gentlemen, I'm glad to be on the Hicks show once again.
No. See, not there. I got to stop you right there because this is a joint collaboration. What do you see the logo down? This is in conjunction with partnership with the Convos. Hicks New Media, the Convos, having conscious conversations. Good Lord, today.
Let's say hi to my cousin Clementine. She is in
look at that.
Building.
Okay, we got folks jumping in. Let me
Clementine is in the building.
Right. Clementine, okay. Clementine,
yeah,
nothing
Clementine
wrong
is in there.
with
You
that.
know.
Okay, let me
down
get
in
everything.
Streets from Baltimore. She them Baltimore streets.
Is that right? It's dangerous.
She out of there now, but yeah. She in the bougie section now. She ain't in Baltimore no more.
No, is that right? She got a little money.
Yeah.
Right? What happened?
Yeah,
was,
she got
Did you get one of them good jobs?
She got one of them good jobs. You know what I'm saying? Good jobs. Got up out of there.
Yeah, you do that real quick too. Listen, I love y'all. I love family, but you know sometimes you gotta move on. We can't all be on the same block all the time. No, don't. I'm gonna start something.
Gotta get away. Gotta get away.
Yes, sir. Okay, seniors in the building. Appreciate you for being here, sir. Listen, you know, it's always a blessing when you get to hang with your folks. Went to a baseball game with Dad yesterday. We ate everything.
I saw that.
We out there doing it. Man. Come on, I'm out here trying to do these things. I know people.
I like it. I like it. I was feeling the picture. I seen y'all at the baseball game. Who was playing?
It was the River Cats. They're the team that feeds into the Giants. Yeah, the team that feeds into the Giants. So we get to see some pretty decent ball every once in a while. So.
All right. All right. Sounds good.
Man,
sounds good.
I am feeling that what I call it, the heathen halo you got right there. Let's talk about them.
Yes, man.
Them new the heathen halo.
I hate to throw out, I don't like to throw out all my little secrets, but
yes, you do. Oh, the secrets, no.
No. I try to hold them secrets. So Laura, what's going on, Laura? I see
Laura,
Kevin.
Blessings to you, Laura, our friend.
All right.
Really, you're definitely in our hearts.
Nell West. Yes. Is that wait a minute. Is she out? But she's still chilling. Like what? Laura, right? Is that our girl, Laura?
Yeah, from
is she out the hospital?
Well, no, see, it wasn't her. She recently lost her husband.
Okay, got you. Okay.
She recently lost her husband.
Okay, got you.
So she's dealing with that, and definitely we want to keep her in our condolences and in our prayers. So yeah, she's good people for sure.
All right, cool, got you. So here's the thing. I'll just drop it on you real quick. I saw these lights a long time ago, and they're bendable lights from Surrey or whatever, right? So they bend, and I was just like, yo, that's dope. And doing photography, I got that clamshell under the bottom to reflect that light off the bottom. So I'm a fan of when you get the glasses. Yes, Laura. Our prayers to you and for you. So listen, the crazy thing is I noticed how you got to bounce that light to get the light under here. And I just thought about it.
Yeah,
Well, why not just get it where you get the light surrounding you and with some good lens, with
true.
that good lens, like these that Sigma 2470 or something like
Ooh,
that. That good lens,
that's a good one there. God,
yeah.
dog.
All you
Okay.
want to do is just capture,
Yeah,
that light. And if
yeah,
we look good in LEDs on video and we take screenshots of ourselves for thumbnails and stuff, I kind of take the same approach. So, true photographers, in all due respect, flash photography is the best, right?
right,
But as a newbie getting into it, I'm just kind of like, but then they also tell you that natural light is the best light to always deal with, right? Then flash and then whatever else. So I'm kind of like, cool, you get good glass and capture what the eye normally sees. We're looking at each other not in flash mode all the time. We're
right.
looking at each other in whatever lighting that we took and set up. So, like your lighting, particularly, you have it a certain way. It's
Yeah,
different from last week, but you lit it
yep.
and we see you well. And I like the taste of how you lit yourself. Well, if you screenshot me and you, we got two dope pictures here, but they're LEDs, they're not flashes.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just like, let me stage it better and see how these bendable lights work. So they come in single or they come in twos or they come, or you can get them and wrap them four. So I got two and I'm
Yeah,
thinking
what's the
about
name of 'em
getting two
again?
more.
Hold on now.
They're
I got the
so
B&H
is it
website up, so you let me know.
yeah, I don't know how you pronounce it. Suri Sirui. Kevin Cox will help me because he knows. Suray or I don't how do you pronounce it? They got the
Oh,
anamorphic lens,
okay. So the same company
the
that do the
cine
lenses.
lens and
Okay,
all.
because I don't want to just be searching for nothing online, and next thing you know, I don't know what start coming up. So hold on.
Yeah, Sammy Superstar. I see you, buddy.
Oh, Sammy's in
Stream
the
Stream
yeah.
Elements is here.
Well, they the
So
automatic moderator. Yeah. So Siri. Hold on. Did I just wake up my thing back here? No.
and if you call it dragon, they're called the dragon lights. That's what they're called.
Hold up. I see the
So it's
Dukins.
dragon because they bend.
Okay, hold on. I see the Dukins. I don't see the Dragons. Hold on. And again, I'm not putting these. Okay, now I can share the screen. I didn't want web searches. We trying to stay monetized, right? We trying to
Hey
keep that
man.
YouTube money. Okay, so here we
Hey
go.
man.
Yeah. Uh,
See
oh,
that
that's
see
not a
that
bad
bendy
price
right
now.
there?
That's not a bad price.
No, it's not.
$200.
It's not. So we drop nuggets every week. I hope y'all really blessing James Hicks and
Oh,
using
hold
his
on.
links
Let me hold on before you keep going. Let
because
me. I
we
gotta sit up straight because we have royalty in the building. Ladies and gentlemen, where my triggers at? Where my noise and my music? Diana Gladney's and
you got
I was
put them on here.
well, I was wearing my learn and do earlier
Mhm.
today because I did another session. This is my third stream today. Your boy tired, but so I was
I was gonna put
wearing
one on. I was gonna
some
put my learn
DG.
and do on.
God,
Mhm.
well, it's dirty now because I was sweating. It was hot up in here. So I digress. I digress. Looking forward to seeing you in October, sis. I'm gonna be in the back of the class heckling. So she gonna be an
Nice.
instructor at the ecam camp thing. Lord have
Of
mercy.
course.
See,
Of
I'm
course. Why
acting a
not?
fool. See, I'm all flustered because Diana's here. So I don't know if she's been to conscious conversations before. There is no script. We just go at it and we do what we
Yeah,
do. At
no.
the end of the day, there's gonna be a lesson, but we gonna progress to that eventually. So okay, let's get back into it.
So look, I'm gonna flow since you put my lights on blast because I was
Well,
just throwing them in there and experimenting, right?
well,
Because
let me
I
put
ain't
you.
scared.
Go do it.
And no, 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 don't put me on full screen. No, you get back in here with me. I'm experimenting. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? I'm experimenting.
Yeah.
So I mean, think about it. I took all the lights out. I just told everybody
Okay.
go away. And I just got two soft boxes here and I threw this back here, just to flip the script. But I like how it lights. And the thing was, I was actually gonna bring them closer so it'll divide and put the two colors, which actually it is on the sides of my face. And I was really just taking it so I can see it to see how I'm gonna do photography with it. And I'm excited, bro. I'm ready to do some headshots with this thing.
Okay. Well, see,
So
that's what I was
yeah,
initially
and
thinking, right? I mean, that would probably be one of the original use cases for them, because I've seen someone like JP High Tech use some
Mhm.
lights similar to that for that function. Um, you breaking some new ground, right? Because a lot of other folks in this space, in this creative space, we doing the same 3 light setup, a little practical in the back, hair light, all that. Well, hair light,
Mhm.
that, that kind of thing.
Look, I ain't
Well,
got no hair for the hair
I
light. You
know,
know what I'm saying? It's all
but
shine, brother. Look at that.
yeah,
Look how divided shine when you get
God
in there. Look
dog,
at that.
that's a bad
Look at it.
man.
Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
Looking
Look at
like
it. Look at it.
Shaft
Look at
right
it. Look at it.
there.
Look at it. Look at it.
What?
Look at it. Ah,
Looking just like Isaac Hayes. Well, y'all youngsters don't know
man,
that. If India come
come
back
on,
on,
bro. I need a
she
little
won't know who
tint.
that is because we talked about that already last week.
But but yeah. So I really thought about it because I was like, I got two uses for it. If I don't like it for photography, I can always use it as practicals and or for hair light or
Yeah.
like rim light. Right. The other idea was to take them and separate them and put them out of the screen because they're connected right now. But it would have been just to curve them in a little bit. Matter of fact, didn't you see it at the wait, you were in Vegas, right? With Rocky Nash and them. They had a setup there and they
Uh,
had all them Sony cameras around. They had like a hundred and
I was
some
there in
Sony
January.
cams.
Yeah, I was there in January. I wasn't there for NAB. I was supposed to go to NAB, but I was there for
Oh,
CES. Yeah,
dude.
yeah.
At nav setup, they had these lights at the top,
Ooh, look at
and the
that.
bottom, so they
Dope.
curved under and over the top. So, so here's the thing. This is the thing about influencers, right? So everybody's like, "Oh yeah, it's a good product light," and I'm like, "Man, I use them joints for live. I'll use it for photography." You know what I'm saying? Because here's the
Yeah,
thing they say use it for product, but they're shooting them with cameras. So if you shoot them with cameras, I'm like, well, use them to light face. And so
why
that
not?
one with the motorcycle just passed, they light in the face with that. And this is the thing when people get into the specifics of being the gatekeepers or the ambassadors of something that most people, the people they follow are people that don't give a darn. And
Okay.
then everybody goes that way of somebody that doesn't really care. So, sidebar, TD Jakes was on the Breakfast Club. Now, every preacher probably is going to be on some kind of R&B or hip hop or secular, format because Jakes did it, which I get it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like he's going to do what he's going to do. That's why he's TD Jakes. Most people they follow what Kirk Franklin do because Kirk Franklin, he don't care. Like he cares, but he don't care. I think influencers they kind of pigeonhole themselves and say, oh, well, whoever the most popular person says this is how you use these lights,
Right.
that's what they do. When folk make stuff, we are the ones that flip it. Right now, we're using teleprompters. They were not made for this. They're made for teleprompter. And you can
Right.
tell by the person that says, oh,
Yeah.
the app doesn't work right. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I don't even use the app. Like, I didn't buy the
Yeah.
teleprompter. You and me ain't
There
get
was a
Des
little.
views to use the app. It's
Yeah,
like
there was a
we
little
we
what you
use
call
that.
it, a remote controller that came with it too. I threw that thing away.
Yeah, the
I
little
don't know
cheap
what that.
remote
I don't know what
controller.
that is. Lord,
They give it 5 stars because they got a remote. I threw that daggone remote out. Nobody uses that. And
yeah.
people giving it 2 stars because it didn't come remote. It's like, baby, nobody was using it that
That's
way.
not
They
what we
put a
buy it
lily
for.
put with it. Yeah, we ain't buy it like that. But that's the way it's sold, though,
Mm-hmm.
if you think about it. And when I see the reviews that talk about that, I'm just like, okay, they're not outside of they're still in the matrix. So then when you get the influencers that basically say the same thing that
Yeah.
everybody else is saying, it's like, why am I listening to you? Because the other boy said that.
I was
What's
gonna say
different
something
about
like
you?
that.
So for
Yeah.
me, so for me, watch this here. Without trying to be an influencer, I just said the heck with it. I'm gonna throw these up there. Some people sit there and look at it like, dang, for $300, I can do that. And then I don't have to spend all that money on the
Mm-hmm.
big Godox, this, that, and the third, the soft box taking up all that space. These two things are real small. They literally sit up and you can bend them suckers. You throw 2 of these joints on either side of you and light from the front, you good.
But you know
I
what?
mean,
For you right now, they're serving. So here's where I'm gonna take it because
thank you,
I know you
Lord.
didn't. I know you didn't. I know you didn't sell them lights. All the other ones that you had. I know you still got them. But what's happening right now is these series. I don't want to wake up my
Yeah, I don't even know how to
smart thing.
pronounce it, dude.
Right. These them joints you got right. They're serving their purpose for the season right now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So as you progress through your creative journey, Since you've now changed that on your tag on IG, call yourself the creative. I like that. I see everything, right? As you're on this creative journey of photography, these lights right now, these bendable series, these RGBs that do everything, practical lights, product shot lights, whatever lights, are serving their purpose for this particular season. And no one should tell you what goes in the Pelzer studio. No one should tell you how your creative mind should work because you're doing something different, out of scope, out of normality of what uh, Sammy or a Diana or a Kevin or whomever else is doing. I'm
Right,
on. I'm gonna
right.
find it. I'm on one. I'm gonna find it. But again, it's been a week. So,
S-
but that's
So
my thought
so you
right
know what's
there. That's
crazy?
my thought right there. And I know you are strong enough of a personality, strong enough of a man to know to not be negatively influenced by someone saying maybe those lights shouldn't be used for the purposes that you're using them for. You're going to go ahead and use them for what meets your needs in this particular season of your growth. Huh?
Well, look,
Come
James, you
on
know
now.
what's crazy? So I looked up. So when I was looking at these because they had a sale on them, and I'm like, oh, those drones are interesting. And I thought about, the challenge of either I got to build my home photography space with flashes, right?
Yeah.
Or I can, like the pictures I've been putting up and the one I tagged you with on Zelu, all that
Yeah.
is LED light. That's not even
Boy.
flash photography. I've done flash. Some of my pictures you see are flash, but anything you see of me, I'm not in a flash. So I literally have to shoot myself, knock on wood, but take a picture of myself. That's all natural lighting. So all of that natural light. Now look, my face is dark. So photographers will say, "Oh, you didn't light it, and this,
Listen.
that, and the third."
No,
I know
no, you know what
it's an
we're saying?
intentional glare.
I was gonna no, hold
Huh?
I see I'm cutting you off because you almost
Go
knocking
ahead.
yourself down. You knock
I'm listening.
what we're
No, no,
seeing.
no. I'm set. I'm going somewhere
Okay,
with it. Go ahead, but
okay.
I'm listening.
Well, then I shouldn't interject. But I'm seeing the creativity. I'm seeing a little bit of the Rembrandt shadow. I'm seeing detail for with definition for a reason, right? No
Yes,
one no
you
one
on it.
knows no one knows except for what you were trying to capture when you sat there and when you staged that particular shot. You got different types of shadow. You don't have any noise, but if you even had some additional noise in the shadow where it looks slightly off focus, out of pixel, out of higher contrast and things of that nature for folks who aren't photographers, that's your creative mode. Don't let
Right,
anybody else
right.
tell you that you can't take a photo slightly blurry, slightly distorted, slightly uncolor corrected, slightly darker and lower exposure than quote unquote experts slash influ. And I don't like the word influencer, so don't like that word.
Well, okay.
Advocates. We
I'm glad
advocates.
you reminded me.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so here's the look. My cousin's busting when she say you dark. So like with with Clementine so you have and I'm gonna use her as an example. My cousin Clementine. You have the moms. You have the Clementine. You have the girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, whatever. Right? That they're not in the arena. They're personal to you. So the one thing that you'll notice if I'm dark, the glasses aren't dark. The cup is not dark.
Mm.
Right? So the thing is, the intent of this is to see the glasses and the cup, and that's exactly what you get, but recognize it's me,
You
right?
get what you get.
So mission accomplished, right? Mission accomplished. It's not a professional headshot for a company. It's basically, and here's the thing. I was sitting out there just playing around, but intentionally doing what I'm doing. And Zelu said, if anybody goes on Zelu's page, Zelu Men, they
Yes, sir.
literally said, thanks for showing us how to do it. So when they say thanks for showing us how to do it, think about people that would have said, "Oh, you got to get the flash here, you got to dial it in at this, that, and the third." We done did too much work and we missed all the fun out of going pow, 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 pow,
Exactly.
and then taking a picture and serving two purposes. So on Facebook, there's a message that talks about never give up.
Mm.
On Instagram, there's a message, but it's intentional to show the glasses, right? So this shirt right here, Ill Street Blues, and basically this shirt is original download. So I'll make something out of that, set the scene because this whole look tonight is so that the shirt is more emphasized. another sidebar, not to hate on Short, but I just wrapped this right here, right?
Yeah, don't hate on Short. Listen,
Because
I'm in well with them right now. Do
bro,
not be hating
bro,
on.
wait a minute. Wait a minute. I have the actual grid for the Shure SM7B.
Okay.
So I literally just take a blade and I cut the stencil in anything I want. Pow, done. Mic wrap.
Wow. Wow. Hey,
this
hey.
this took me about less than 10 minutes. Less than 10 minutes, and I'm like, I'm about to get some more paper. So
See
yeah,
what's crazy
purple
about that
now.
again. Last year you started doing that, and you were ordering. Okay, I'm gonna make fun. I'm gonna be facetious. You were ordering construction paper from Walgreens. Now,
Yep.
now you making them. You got your process down. That's hot right there. That matte purple right there. That's hot.
You see that? You see, dude, man, that man,
Hey,
that
you see?
baby. Look, and
Can
then
I
the
can I get
bottom,
my blue? Can I get my blue? My 20557B.
dude.
I know my hex codes by heart.
If they have the mat, like let
Yeah.
me know, because it's
God,
like,
dog.
dude, and you can trust my SM7B. I have to send you one. Not let you got that paper. Tell Short to send you another one.
See, well, don't mess with my.
Tell
Don't mess
Short to
with my.
send me a blank SM7B so you get your blue.
Mario probably watching right now too, and he probably
Ah,
shouts out to him. We got my
ow.
58 right here. Don't mess up the money now. Okay.
And all due respect to colorware, it take me 10 minutes now.
Wow, that's dope. That's dope.
Done. Yeah. Yeah,
You ever
man.
have
I
you
like
thought
it.
about branching off that into the Pelzer Enterprises and actually doing that more for folks? Because I
Nah.
guarantee you, once you post that or you talk about that, maybe even some of the folks watching and listening right now be like, "Man, can I get me
It's
one of those?"
nah, it's too easy. So this is one of those things where it comes down to demand and cost, where waiting on me will be like, oh, keep hating, right? And it's just like, nah, I kind of don't have time to do it. Not unless you send me a SM7B, send me the paper, give me like 2-3 days. And then if I'm feeling it, okay, let me do it. It's relatively quick, right? But at the same time, it's when it's available in colorware, just
Yeah.
go order it. So think about the MV7s. How many people do you see on their lives with custom MV7s? I mean, what Heather creates maybe. Tom didn't do it. And he's
Yeah, that's
on,
true.
he got
Yeah.
100,000. Tom didn't even do it. I mean, Tom
Yeah.
just like, here, I just put the blue joint on here, color cord. Tom don't care. But his wife is like, oh, look, I got a purple
Mm-hmm.
joint. I
Mm-hmm.
got Tina one upstairs she don't even use. I got my black and white one over there. So it's kind of like, I think that's why colorware was like real reluctant to jump on the SM7B. And then now they finally have it. But a lot of people, when they brains is kind of like, I ain't paying $475 for that joint. You know what I'm saying? It's like, so then it comes down
you
to,
gotta spend money to make money sometimes, folks. But and also I think about it,
yeah,
it's outside of your scope. It's outside of your particular focus, right? If you can do all kind of
boom.
things, try to boil the ocean, but that's outside of your creative trajectory right now, right? You're locked in on
Hmm.
photo, video, that kind of thing. And if you are sitting in the lab wrapping microphones, I
Yeah.
I can't see that. But put one of your sons to work on it, man.
Yeah.
That could be their summer project or something. That could be get that money, man. I know you like
So,
that expensive
so,
coffee
so,
too.
so you bring up an awesome point, right? So you think about many people who, they see something, they go, "Oh, that's dope." Like right now, um, my friend Dr. Virgia Jackson and I, we had a dope conversation. She's the bomb, right?
Hmm.
But we have real like diggy conversations, like unscripted. We just start, rapping, and it turns into something. And we were mentioning, she said something that I was already on, and I confirmed with her, like, "Yo, that's the way I've been talking." It's like people would ask me like, do you worry about people copying certain things you do? And I'm just like, nah, because true creatives are always on the next by the time they're
Mm-hmm.
copied, right?
That's true.
So you've already modified the release so that when people copy it, you're already on the next. And it's not just because you want to be different, it's just because that's who you are, right?
Exactly.
So the issue is when you don't embrace it. So I'm gonna say something very, very profound, and it's gonna, get on some nerves. Bag chasers are offended when they're copied and not compensated, right? They're offended. right? Bag chasers are offended. Creatives are not, right? Because that's just who you are. The limitations of people's creativity puts them into bag chasing.
Hmm.
Getting the bag is fine, but bag chasing is like a cancer within itself, right? It is like the culprit, it's the Achilles heel, because if you're chasing the bag, right? When you're chasing and you miss, you're frustrated. And then if you miss and you frustrated and you sitting in the same station with everybody else and you all miss the train and everybody looks alike, then you're mad because you don't understand mingling. Minglers, creators actually mingle. They don't really trip. It's like if everybody comes on with a purple mic the next week, I just change mine to gold. It's not that deep.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
then when everybody changes it to gold, I got two tone. Then when everybody gets on the two tone, I do something else. But because I'm a creative, I'm not bragging that I'm different, because different doesn't mean better. It's just I'm pushing it forward. So it's kind of like if we're on in the same like team or on the same like journey,
Yeah.
the thing is you just happen to be the Steph Curry of the team, the LeBron James, the Embiid. It is what we're all still like the Sixers, or
Right.
we're all in the NBA, but there has to be a Jordan somewhere, has to be a Scottie Pippen. Like the whole team is not Jordan, and it is what it is. So
Yeah.
appreciate you in there,
And
and if you really want to do better and get better, be a maxi. You know what I'm saying? Like step out so they know who you
hold
are.
on. Hold on. Say what you said just now. Get one more time.
I said be a
Hold.
maxi.
No. Because you didn't know about some of
What?
the new logo, right? Do better to be better. You
Oh
said,
yes, yes, dude, that's good.
yeah.
Right, do better to be better. And that's the
God, though.
that's the thing about putting work in. This is the thought of iron sharpens iron.
Yeah.
And this is why certain people connect, because you don't want the pulling so much.
Mm.
Like you have to know the people that you're pulling and the people that are pushing you. You know what I'm saying? If you all you got is pulling everybody, then you can't stay creative,
Yeah, that's
right?
all
Because then
negative
every
right
time you
there.
create something, everybody's like, "Do it for me, do it for, do it for me." It's like, no, let me see what you doing to get me sparked up. Come out on the field with a move that I'm like, "Oh, I like
Yeah.
the way you did that. You got
Then
that
your
three on
spark.
me."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
then you
See,
sparked, and
so,
then everybody's like, "Y'all dope."
yeah. So right there, right, and you and I have talked about this offline, but we probably got some new cats here in the room. We've talked about that before, right? We are really gravitating towards folks that are out here trying to do something. Right? There's a lot of
Yes.
folks that are complacent, that are stagnant, that are stuck in neutral, and that's okay for you. But listen, some of us we out here trying to keep it moving, and I
Peace out,
expect,
motivated.
right. Hey, that was Carlos. I had a conversation with him earlier today. That's a
Oh,
bad man
Carlos.
right
Okay,
there. Yeah,
got
that's
you.
a bad man.
All right,
So
Carlos.
think about it. I mean, I expect and I challenge you to come
Mhm.
different each week, or I challenge you to
Yes.
come with a new vibe, a new look, a new styles, new lights, a new shirt, whatever the case may be, something creative to show
Mhm.
that you are not being complacent, you're not being static, you're not settling for what was good 2 weeks ago is now still
Right.
okay as you're trying to rise above the noise. That's what we're out here trying to be something different. We out here trying to rise above the noise. And if I'm just doing shows that are the same as everyone else's, I'm not talking bad about anybody else. Listen, love everybody that's out here doing something, but we trying to do
Mhm.
something special. And the only way to do that is surround ourselves with the KPs of the world, the
Right.
Gladneys of the world, the Carloses, the Coxes, right? Folks that are out there saying, you know what, James, them overlays that you got, the little the the transitions, they not as tight as they need to be. You need to tweak that, fix that a little bit. And I've had folks come to me and say that, and I go into the lab and work on it and get it right for next time. And that's I want to be around. That's why I expect to be around folks like that. That's why I'm going to Boston for the ecam thing.
Well,
I
look.
got
Well,
all
look,
the stuff
James,
down. I just want to go out there and be around people that are making it happen. I want to be around those folks that are moving.
and look at what you're bringing too, right? Like, never forget what you're bringing to the table, because I like what you said there about, all right, constructive criticism or critique. So, all right, so what I had a conversation with my friend Dr. Jackson about today was talking about, it's not that you know everything, but it's you're confident in what you know and don't know, right?
Mm.
So we were talking about live, and I said one of the things that had me back away from, and if we segue towards that isolation, right? I started isolating to find the me that I know that that influences others, and I had to get back to that, right?
Mhm.
Then if you take in too much noise, the picture don't look right, right? So
Mm.
you got to denoise the
Come
picture,
on.
right? Because if too much noise, it's like it's jacked up, and you'll get insecure people that'll try to critique something on you that they can't even do themselves. So one thing I had learned was when people were critiquing sound, and I'm just like, okay, let me see how your sound sounds on your live.
Right.
And I'm like, oh, you don't have a live for me to hear your sound. Right. So I'm like, so I'm getting critique from somebody that don't even do it. It's like a husband critiquing, a wife or somebody on a makeup. It's like, dude, you don't even wear makeup. Or if you don't show me, like, my one of
Mm.
my brothers is a hairstylist, right? Shout out to Jamed Smith. He does hair. So he's a man that can tell a woman about her hair because he does that.
Yeah.
But all the other dudes in our circle, it ain't much you gonna say about the hair because you don't do it.
Can't
So
do
how
it.
you understand what I'm saying?
Yep.
So it's kind of like I watch people take critique from people that you can't show me that you're doing it. So I listened to an OG the other day about taking photos, and I sat there and listened to everything he said. He threw out there that he was taking pictures from developing in the room and putting it in the
Mhm.
water and everything. And I'm listening and I'm piercing through. He's not griping that we're in digital, but he's giving insight on the wisdom of how to take what he had to do into how it's being done now. And I
Insight
was
is
like,
needed.
boom. So he knew the argument is not about, oh, digital is easy. He talked about the outcome and the purpose of shooting a picture in the first place. And he said the advantage now is you don't have to go through all of that, but the thing is still the same. It's about expression and composition. And he's like, and that's how you achieve it through whatever you guys do now, Photoshop, Lightroom, whatever, from pointing and shooting to getting it right. It's very forgiving, but the way you have your edge is still sticking to the principle that doesn't change. Same thing with music. We don't have
Yes.
to argue that everybody's doing it in a computer. So what? But the outcome of it, like, you don't have to worry about how easy it is for somebody else to make music. You make music with the essence of the artistry. And that changes everything, man.
Yeah.
You
Somebody's
know?
gonna get it. Everybody's not
Yo.
gonna get it immediately. It's gonna resonate, and it's
Mm-hmm.
gonna be hot with a group of folks, and some folks it's gonna take a minute for it to come around. But as long as you are comfortable in what you put out there in the world, as long as
Mm-hmm.
what you put out there moves the needle in your mind, in your creative aspect,
Yes.
that's all that matters, right?
Yep.
Because
Yep. Yep.
even though we as creatives, we as digital entrepreneurs, we as content folks, we are here to serve our community. Right? I mean, right? Provide great content, serve our community, make sure that we bring value, but it still has to matter and resonate with us as well. I'm not going to turn these lights on, press record if the conversation don't mean nothing. I'm not just out here trying to spend time doing something that don't matter because we don't have a lot of time.
Yeah.
Point blank,
Wait,
right? I
do you
mean,
know
so,
what?
and from a general perspective, right? So if you are not doing something that resonates with you at first, you can't, told this with Carlos earlier today. If I can't take care of myself, I can't take care of anybody else out there around me. So if I'm not putting out a
Mhm.
quality product, quality service, a quality consulting experience, whatever the case may be, I can't expect you to say, you know what? If someone else is looking for technical consulting, go see James. If I'm not confident in what I'm talking about and what I'm sharing, how can I expect two more people to come and want to send me a send me an invoice or right or pay this invoice? How can I be
Right.
confident somebody else is going to go out there and say, I recommend James for X, Y, and Z? I got to know what I know. I got to
Right.
be confident in what I know. I got to be willing to share. I have to continue to evolve, continue to get better, not rest on the laurels and things of that nature. And and then continue
Mhm.
to bring and provide value to the community. All of those things are intertwined, I think. Right. What we're talking about right now is both personal and professional.
Yes.
Any
Yes.
industry as well. We talk about a lot of creators because we know a lot of creators. It could be a lawyer, it
Mhm.
could be a doctor, it could be a counselor, all of that stuff. So okay, let me. Oh Lord, we got June Kang in the building too. Hold on, man. We
Dude,
got
man, my
what we
bro, man, that's my
what we
guy.
screaming at? What we must be on BET or something. What we screaming at tonight? Okay.
I always love seeing his comments because it's funny, like where I'm at now, um, June is one of those people that kind of cuts through all the fluff, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like no respect the person,
He
meaning
don't say a whole lot.
love everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, not no respect the person from Doc to you to me to Diana, whoever.
Yeah.
Like, you know, Ken, Glenn, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
No respect the person, but respectful to everybody. I mean, to tell the truth, right?
Yeah.
So there's that. And what I always loved about him getting to know him, you just through the internet and all and live streams is when you don't have to say everything that you know and unpack all your history, right?
Mm.
But people will know it as they need to know, right? Bishop Hamilton, what's going on? That's my guy. It's seeing you. It's like do it and then let people see it, right? Because we're in a day and age now, like what you were saying, we don't have time to waste. It's more so in the pandemic, right? And we're past it now. CDC is like, yo, don't worry about it. It's a
Right.
cold
Right.
now, right? Um, during the pandemic, we really had to like reconsolidate and blah blah blah. But now, after we got so far, it's kind of like people aren't locked up inside watching streams. So it's like, what's the effective part? It's giving people your authentic self, right? So the
Oof.
authentic
Yeah.
self is is one of those things where I laugh at it because when you come out of that matrix, right? Or people that are in the matrix, I feel sad for some people that are just trapped in it because they're not finding who they actually are. I think the world is a better place as we seek to find out who we are and what our purpose is. So like for
Yeah.
me, and this might be a slight transition here,
No, because this is where
and
I
this
was
helps
eventually
content
going to take you.
creators as
This is
well.
where I kind of
Okay, I
wanted to
kinda
go.
figure. I kinda figure.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
so here's what's interesting, the thing is in finding out the who you are, it's narrowing in on your particular purpose because the more you get closer to that, you'll help. So somebody inboxed me and they said, actually a couple people, they said the same thing different ways. They said, "So you found a whole nother pulpit." And I laughed, and the
Mm.
conversing that I did with somebody is more like to see me in the pulpit is kinda like a stationary secondary place, but it's not primary. Where the
Mm.
natural understanding is that's your primary place as a preacher or something like that, and it's like, no. When you use all of your circles of influence, when people ask me certain questions, I'm like, "Yo, if you're on social media a lot, what are you showing people? Because if you're always picking up what everybody else say, or you posting something that somebody else posted all the time, or you reposting something that you don't normally speak yourself, you're never giving me you.
Yes.
You just another person in a platform that I'm still trying to figure out who you are,
Yes.
right? And then if I show up and see you in person and you somebody different, then I'm thrown off. So I'm kind of like, if you're creative, what I do on here, I do this when I'm standing in the pulpit. You know what I'm saying? I still I want to be the same way either way. So it's kind of like saying the key to it all, even down to photos, to live streaming, to videos and stuff like that. It really comes into just showing people who you actually are. If you love people, you love people.
The
You
oh,
understand what I'm saying? It's like
so
it.
this man said
Go ahead.
exactly
Go
the
ahead.
words. No, no, he said exactly the words that were coming out of my mouth. Hurricane Dave Smith right there said, "Be authentic."
Yes.
When the lights are
Yes.
on, when the lights are off, when you're in person, when you're
Yep.
hybrid, when you're virtual, be
Hmm.
yourself. If I wish I had time, I will find that sermon that you did a couple of weeks ago, talking about the phone needing to be charged, and then coming back to the church to
Oh
get the
yeah.
boy. Let me tell you something. You was preaching hard that day. You was preaching.
well,
You
well,
was.
so so here's what gets tricky with that.
Ooh, you was
So
preaching
I
hard.
did this. I did a funny thing, and I'm starting to see preachers do it now. And I'm gonna give everybody a quick sidebar. If you listen, I didn't listen to the whole thing, but they kind of threw in there at TD Jakes. They tried throwing him a curveball and try to slide in MT. I'm just leave that there. Those
Mm-hmm.
who know, if you know, you know,
Mm-hmm.
right? And they asked him about all that illustration stuff. And I laughed because I'm like, I'm watching some local preachers do the same thing. And I did an illustration showing somebody how, in a joking way, if I was a gospel comedian, I'll show you how Michael Todd does his sermon. And I'll
Mm-hmm.
be like, yo, here's the, I'm gonna teach you about choice. And here's the tree of good and evil. Now, over here is tree right here, and over here's a tree right here. Now, see what happens is if you separate from the person that God put you with, then the enemy is going to come in and talk when you by yourself. Then when the enemy talk, you get influenced by the enemy. And then when your mate comes back, you start talking to your mate about what the enemy said, and then both of you get in trouble. And blah, 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 blah. And it's like everybody, ooh, that's dope. And it's like, but I ain't mad at him because I'm like, yo, chase the bag. I hate to put it like that, but chase the bag. If it's working, I mean, roll with it. The
It's
problem is when people get caught up in something that's working for the moment,
Yeah.
but you don't understand the ministry of what you're doing. So not to make this a ministry thing, but whether it's your podcast, whether it's your live stream or whatever, don't forget what the ministry of it is. This doesn't have to straight be Bible, but don't forget what the ministry of it is. This is the best I can do. I love people. Even when I was pastoring, I'm reminded of what Jesus told Peter. It's like, if you love me, feed my sheep, right? So even though I'm not pastoring anymore, I still love God's people. So all people, right? I just love, where no matter where you're from, I love people. So if you love people, that's the one thing you can do without micromanaging yourself is love people. If that's how you are, then back to creativity, just put that into what you do because you love people. So if you love people enough, you actually don't have a phobia with yourself for like, oh, how do I look? It's that the third. You'll know how to critique yourself, but not pull back from people. You'll give in and people will feel you. And here's where I'm going with it. What our boy said, what David said, authenticity, your authentic self.
Yeah.
Your authentic self makes mistakes. Your authentic self doesn't get it right all the time. Your authentic self is not always caught at the best. Your best is you. So wherever the faults is, the faults are part of my best as well. And so when you learn to give that, you really help people. So go ahead, James. I see you got the picture up. Go ahead.
I'm marinating on it because I needed that. Selfishly, I needed that because I wish I had the love for people. I'm really trying to get to that point, but I get so frustrated and tired sometimes with ignorance, and I get so frustrated and tired with folks that are always whining, moaning and groaning, not doing anything to better themselves, to better their community, better their surroundings. Folks that are just lazy, lackadaisical. We can use all the adverbs, adjectives in the dictionary that we want to, and I want to get better at that. I want to see more. I want to be more glass half full than glass half empty. And for the most part, I am. When it comes to my immediate family, and my family I'm all in, right, and they know that. I see so much. Here's in my chain. I see so much potential in a lot of people. I really do.
Right.
I see that certain folks, a lot of people that, especially that are in this industry or are wanting to break out of a slump in this industry, entrepreneur, solopreneur, creative, whatever the case may be. And all they had to, if only they would just put in that work, using sports analogy, Joel Embiid, understand and respect the process. Go out there and do that work, learn your craft, learn your gear, learn your equipment, learn who you're trying to serve. So many blessings, so many good things would come out of that. And I'm not Doc. Doc is so good at continuing to have the conversation about folks who, are in their own way. That's one thing that I really do respect of him about that. Right, the fact that he continuously holds classes every week. There's all these demonstrations about technology. out here answering all these questions online. Yeah, I do that as well, but I love the fact that he does that. But there's just a certain point in time where enough is enough. So I don't know. I have a
Well,
problem
well,
with folks that aren't willing to take ownership for themselves.
well,
Because
well here,
I've always
here,
felt that I
and
can't motivate you. I think that's my difference. I can't motivate you. That's where my difference is.
oh, okay. So the gym teacher, well, schools are different now. The gym teacher back in grade school when I was growing up knew that everybody didn't come to school to run around the daggone, track. But you had that was your job to get the kids to run around the track. Everybody didn't want to play dodgeball, didn't want to play softball, didn't want to play, baseball, whatever. But you had to teach it, right? So you did what you did because you had to do it, and that's the job that you chose to do.
Mm,
The struggle that many of us have is we take on a job that if we think about our authentic our authentic self, it's not a job that we would choose. It's a job that we succumb to, right? So after a while, somebody says, "Oh, your live stream is dope. You should do a master class." And then people start doing a master class. It's like, wait, did you start it to do a master class, or did everybody tell you it was dope with lighting?
mhm,
So
mhm,
now you're doing a lighting master class, and now you're frustrated because you're trying to teach people how to do lights that they're just doing it because they want to look good, but they don't have a plan. So you're trying to help them look good. And they're and back to something that Victor just said in here, it's people they'll ask over and over about how to do the next, how to do the next. Now, here's just my take on it. There are people like Doc that's his bag. And I don't
yeah,
mean money bag, but that's a gift
right.
for him to sit there and explain to people, this is how you cut a camera on. This is why you don't want to do this. This is why you don't want to do that. That take up too much of my time to keep doing that. So my area
Same
is
thing.
in game recognized game. See, notice this here. Doc is a multitasking person, right? So he can sit in one crew of people where game recognized game. There's another crew of people where he's the high school coach
Mm,
that play. He's the coach that played for professional football, basketball, and his charity giving that he's compensated for is to pour back into the kids around the way. That's what Doc does.
mhm,
Other people, that's not what you do. Like, you don't have time to do that. You come on, you go and help Doc. So Doc recruits James, Keith, Diana, so and so, because we got the special platforms that ecam has. They recruit people, they interrupt people out of what they're doing.
mm.
You see what I'm saying? You
I,
got
li-
what I'm
I,
saying?
li- I
So
like the words you're using.
where we,
Interrupt people. Okay.
what what we get confused with is, if you notice, you'll recruit a Marshall Fox. You go and
Mm-mm.
you recruit Kurt Nugent. You go and you recruit Diana. So you interrupt them out of what they're doing. You compensate them, or they donate their time into a place that this platform does that. Alec is another example.
Mhm.
Alec, a lot of his authentic self came out of him, where it's like, yo, he got time for that, to be like, okay, so here's the new features in the new Elgato son. I ain't got time for that. And shout outs to my girl, because this is my girl and we know it. It's my homie, India. She helped a couple
Yeah.
people out I know with a
Yeah.
master class on Stream Deck, but I'm like, yo, can you chase that bag for real, for real? You too impatient to keep doing that. Because once you start that, you got to keep doing that. So
Yeah.
I looked at my lane is I'm getting paid for what I do, right? What I choose to do. And I like photography. I realize how to create a bag for photography in my way, right? So that's what I'm doing. So the time that I do have, something else I've said a long time ago, protecting your yes. Don't put a yes on something that you can't follow through with. So somebody, oh, Keith, you should do a master class. Okay, yes. That's not what Keith, that's not authenticity for Keith, because I'm not going to keep sitting here going through X, Y, and Z. I move too fast for that.
Yeah.
You see
See,
what I'm saying?
that
So
that's why
so
that's
you
why
can
that's
interrupt
why we
me.
vibing. So hold on. That's why we vibing, right? Because again, we're on that fast. We in the left lane, and God bless them, and we need those folks that are in the right lane. We need them, the
Right.
the firefighters and the police officers. We need those folks to to bring all the others on. We really do, and there's nothing wrong with that. Love them all because everyone starts somewhere, and everyone is shooting for whatever goal.
Mhm.
And I want to, I guess, say it out loud, and wanted to say it here in this forum, that don't be mad at me
Right.
if either I say I don't have the time, the bandwidth, I don't have the cycles, or whatever the case to be. I'm already moving forward. If I've already showed you a couple of times, and just like June said, you
Right.
don't have to hold their hands and drag them. It's up to them if they want to follow you, and you don't have to wait for them. That right there. See, again, this is selfish right now. This is all about. This is for me right now. This is my testimonial. This is my
Mm.
counseling session, and these words right here. Hopefully, they're of value to other folks as well. But just knowing that, still doing the good work. But don't be mad at
Right.
me if I'm keep pushing. If I'm moving
Right.
faster than you, and I'm coaching you, or I'm consulting you, or I'm trying to help you, or whatever case may be, and you not moving forward, and if you don't have that motivation yourself to not chase a bag, chase your dream, and chase the goal,
Mhm. Mhm.
I don't got time to keep waiting for you to get out of your own way. I just don't. I'm sorry, man. Keep going with what you were going, but I
No, no,
just
no. You're right. So June's right. So evangelism, right? So evangelism is not new members class, right? It's kind of like, and I'm using ministry analogy. It's not a religious course right here, people. So don't get scared, and run
that's
away.
exactly where I
I'm
was
not
thinking
doing a
too.
sermon here.
But
But when you think about it, evangelism in and of itself is not new members class, right? It's not baptism class. It's not, how to sing on the choir class. Evangelism is like an outing where it's kind of like, you go and you give the message and you kind of like wipe the dust off your feet, keep moving if don't nobody will hear the message, right? You don't
yes,
stand there and get pissed off because they're not getting it. You throw it out there and somebody that's asking, that's the Nicodem. So this is crazy because I'm doing the John Maxwell. He's a business guy, but he's a preacher, right?
yeah,
So
yep,
this is the Nicodemuses and the woman's at the well. That's like Jesus is talking. It's like, yo, I need to hear more of what you're doing. That's what most live streams are about. And you got to be able to discern the difference from the scribes and the Pharisees coming along,
mm.
or those who really want to be
Ooh,
evangelized.
y'all ain't ready
So
for that.
somebody who kind of got their door open for, I want more of that, they're going to say like, yo, that's dope. But they got most of it worked out. And they like, my problem is I'm not getting that meaty sound. And then you say to them a cloud lifter or, a Soyuz box, and they kind of get an idea what you're talking about. And if it's harder to understand, that's when you have the course ready to say, my time is going to cost you $100 an hour to
Mm.
explain this. Right. So here's the other thing. I've turned down some consultations because I'm like, you know what? You basically in your brain, you think if you get lights, microphone, this, you got your live stream. You don't even know what you're going to talk about, right? You say you're a real estate agent. I'm like, where's your real estate photos? Well, I'm trying to get a camera. So you're going to be the photographer and the real estate agent,
Lord have
and,
mercy.
and you're going to fly a drone. Bruh, stop playing. You ain't got your stuff together. So the real truth is you need to hire a photographer that does the real estate photography. Then you
Mm.
need to hire somebody that does the drone. And then you need to get on somebody else's platform and not do yours. You understand what I'm saying? So it's kind of like you get what I'm saying. It's like you got to join in. That's when you need to partner up. And if you're sure about what you're doing, you have something to bring to the table where they'll be glad to sit you at the table because you're bringing something that they don't have, or you're bringing something that iron sharpens iron. You see what I'm saying? You're bringing
Completely.
value. So you got to know your value to bring value. A lot of times people are bringing themselves and they're saying this value that they don't even understand what the
That's
value
a
is.
tough mirror to look in. We can pivot if you listen. You go pour something else. Oh, what you got? You got some sunflower seeds, but right there, listen,
Mm-mm,
I'm sorry.
grapes.
right there, that's a tough mirror to look in. If you don't know
Mm.
your own value, and you out here setting up these little LLCs, and you setting up these little SOPs, and you websites and IG accounts, calling yourself okay.
Yeah,
See,
you got to know your value. So when you know your value, so this is the thing. In the pandemic run of, and shout outs to ecam once again. Ecam ain't doing nothing wrong. Ecam's been doing what they've been doing before the pandemic, through the pandemic, after the pandemic. They create software platforms. Shout out to Restream. They're
Hmm.
doing what they're doing. Depending on the conditions of life, now they became popular, right? Then you have people dialing in that most of us forgot. And this is the other problem with the bag chasers. They didn't realize it's almost like cryptocurrency, right? The the bag chasing with this platform stuff is almost like
I'm
cryptocurrency. It's
gonna say
kind of
because
like
a lot of them don't have much in their
it's
pocket right
like
now. So
it's like Dogecoin. You know what I'm saying? This is like you if you setting up a whole course on how to tell people how to go live, but then you kind of like if you're not pushing your stuff to YouTube, most people ain't really like sitting in their house waiting on a live. Like, you know what I'm saying? They not. So if you ain't really
that's just
about that
truth.
life,
That's just
you
truth.
can't just jump in it and expect a bag to pop off from it because like it was like everybody was trapped for a minute. They not
Yeah.
trapped no more. So you got to have rewatchable stuff and or this got to be just what you do so you don't have this whole like well it's only 3 people watching and you all nervous and scared and then you try and get another course to think it's going to make a difference. It's not going to make a difference because most people watching the Sixers game or they doing something else. They not what are you bringing? And then again, I'm talking again. Then you got people that's like, you just got the mic. You don't know about that mic. So why you
Mm.
doing a master class on that mic?
Lord have mercy. Lord.
You forgot what your thing was. Like you forgot what your live was, and then look, here's another hint. And if your thing is you just want to rant about gun violence and rant about education system, then go live and do that. That's
Yeah.
actually a good podcast. And that's the thing some people don't think. They over organize or they under organize.
Yes.
That's the crazy thing. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hold on. Let's just let the room marinate. You got your keyboards there with you right there, because I don't want to play
No,
around
no,
and,
I
and
ain't.
mess around and get a copyright strike or something like that. But
No,
look, see,
I ain't got it. I ain't got to cut them.
okay,
They ain't striking no more. I don't think. I'll be playing
no,
anything. They don't be
no, they
striking me.
striking. Listen,
They striking you. They don't strike me.
okay, so if so Dave, I don't know if he's
Knock
still
on
here,
wood.
Hurricane Dave. Yeah, he played a little something. I interviewed him. I think it was yesterday, and he had some Metaverse stuff, and he had some. I think it was some Joe
Ooh.
Budden. Something was in there. There was a clip of some music on there, and I got a little
Ooh.
acknowledgement this morning from YouTube saying we're gonna split this
Oh
revenue.
snap.
They didn't give me a strike or a claim. They just said, you know what? Okay, this is some copyrighted material. We're gonna split the revenue with you. So just so you know. And it was
Oh
some
wow.
audio that was in the metaverse from a screen that he was sharing. So listen, they watching. And then we played
Ooh.
that AI Drake song, which wasn't really Drake, so I didn't get hit with that. But yeah, he had
Okay.
some. I think it was Joe Budden stuff that was. Yeah, I got hit this morning. Man, they still out here.
Uh oh.
Oh, Ree,
Uh
Ree.
oh.
He said
Oh.
he got
Who?
it too. He got it too. Yeah, yeah. At least it
Wait.
was.
Who is this virtual dad? Hello, all. I'm here to check out your Edelkrone gear. Wow. Wait,
Okay.
wait. I don't have none of it on right now, honestly. I just,
Hey, I remember I
I
put
gotta.
that story. I think I even wrote that on Edelkrone saying, "Hey, y'all need to hire KP
Yo,
and get him on."
Edelkrone is throwing out the application for influencers and stuff. And I'm like, I don't see that's the other thing. Knowing knowing what to say yes to and knowing what to do. Like, I'm like, nah, I'm cool. Like a lot of people be like, yeah, do it. So that's Edelkrone right there. That little clip there. That's the Edelkrone piece. It's nothing but a stand. But it's crazy because, James, I'm like, I don't want to get trapped into, showing sliders and jibs and stuff. I don't want to pigeonhole myself on doing it. June, you can feel me though. Like, it seems good, but I'm just like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I hear you.
Shout out to you with Shore, right? Shout out to Kurt Nugent.
Hey,
I know he got a Shore
yeah,
connection. But like if I was fortunate, like y'all and Shore came at me, it's like I'm always using a Shore mic,
yeah,
right? So I would do that. I use Amaran lighting. I would do that. I do use Edelchrome, but it's like it's so in the background. Think of what I'm about to say. You actually have to show it.
True.
So you got to walk around, you got to get other cameras, you got to do more footage so that you show it. I'm not really about that life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can do Zelu. Shout out Zelu. How y'all doing? I
Yes, you
do
did.
Zelo because
Yes,
I
you
like
did.
wearing glasses. I'll do a hat company because I'm normally putting a hat on this bald head of mine, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I'll rock with t-shirts, and I gotta get your merch too. I'll do t-shirts because I wear them, but if it's shoes and stuff like that, I'm not really live with shoes and stuff. So I'd have to
Yeah.
point the camera down, stand and get a full shot, the whole night. I'm just like, I'm cool. You know what I mean? So
And again,
it's
we rock with and we advocate for products, brands, hardware, and software and services that we really use. Right. My affiliate links, they could be longer. They really could. I could have a whole
right.
page worth of applications, hardware, and all this and this, everything that I can think of. I can just walk into Best Buy and say, you know what, I'm gonna recommend this, and that. But if it's
Hmm.
not in this studio, or if I hadn't had it in this studio, tried it, used it, maybe broke it, and sent it back, or
Hmm.
that kind of thing, I'm not gonna recommend it. So my list is also pretty short. So I may be shortening my other tier of monetization capabilities because again, so as creatives, hopefully you got more than just AdSense as your monetization strategy. We can go into that conversation as well too. But
So
like
look,
so
so look, I'm gonna bless you. You're
yeah.
you're the Byron Allen. You're like a Byron Allen, right?
Listen,
So
boy,
you know who Byron
we
Allen
trying
is,
to get
right?
there. Yeah, we trying
You
to get there.
you you want
Next
that
year.
Byron Allen
Yeah.
because think about this. You run multiple streams and you partner up with people with multiple streams. Before you know it, if this is something you want to do, you even like Doc has his own stuff going on. You can do a weekly something with Doc, right? And you're doing it, and everybody's knowing the Hicks brand that takes nothing away from Rock, Pelzer, whoever
Mm-hmm.
else you got on where it's like, yo, Thursdays we gonna see. So it's like it's almost like the Netflix of your stream channel, right? Like that's a creative space of doing something
Yes,
where
sir.
now all of a sudden everybody looking at you. So you ever think about a show that you like and it's on Amazon Prime, it's on, Hulu, it's on Peacock, it's on so and so, and you think back, everything was just on Xfinity. Everything at one time was on whatever your local cable is. Then it breaks down into what's the subscription for this? Then it's only on Apple TV. Well,
Mm-hmm.
what makes Hicks not an Apple TV, a Peacock, a Hulu, or something like that? You can actually do that because it's not taken away from the people that partner with you because they have their own platform. It's almost like Spotify and Apple Music. And you know what I'm saying? It's
I
like you
get you.
can that's something I thought about, but that's something where, on the one hand, people be like, oh, don't give out them ideas. I'm like, they ain't taking nothing away from me because I can still create it whenever. Like,
We
I
still
got a table
creatives.
sitting right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still create that, dude. That
That
is
right there.
the number one thing I think we do a disservice. Sometimes we don't understand or we're not handling people well to understand who the creatives are and who the convenience people are. So convenience people are, pastime, something that's comfortable, whatever. But creatives is kind of like game recognized game.
Yes, sir.
You got what I'm saying? You
Exactly.
gotta know that. It's like it's the dude that's in the sports and it's the dude that's into professional sports. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? It's like it's y-
hey, come on now. That
they
you sound
both
like the
work. It's just
no, you
huh?
sound like the reason why Visual Dad subscribed to you. He said he found you on some videos and just loved that vibe. That right, you see that whole right thing right there, right? You in the sports and you in the
Pre
professional sports.
Listen, and you know what? A shout out to everybody. Read the comments that you get, right? Like read the comments from people you don't know, and
Yeah,
look at how people you don't know
that's
look
reality.
at you,
Yes, sir.
right? So I was sitting there like when I started hitting that photography thing for a minute, I was sitting there like, dang, I just want Manny Ortiz to say
Hmm.
something back to me.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I want Pierre to say something back to me. I want Jason Vaughn to say he responded to me. Like, I want
Dope.
some of these people to respond to me. Like, you want their attention so bad. And I'm sitting there like, forget their attention, right? Like, just embrace the people that are subscribing to you. Embrace the people that hit the like on you, right? Be intentional and say, I want Edelkrone to
Be
see,
intentional.
look at me using your product. Step number one is, don't forget, it may not be the CEO that's responding to you on social media. It's probably somebody who just running it. And then they'll look at it and be like, oh, that's dope. Dude, I'll say this on air. Holdfast didn't actually give me anything because I buy my stuff.
Yeah.
And one day
Ooh.
they'll probably be like, yo, we gonna put this on you because you shown us. You see what I'm saying? Like, their photographer for Holdfast is the bomb. Some country western dude, Oklahoma, he does this dope cinematic matte finish on all his pictures. He's fire. I forgot his name. I'm following him, but he
Wow,
does
okay.
Holdfast stuff. Holdfast don't need me to be the photographer, and I'm not trying to be your new photographer. I'm showing you that I take good pictures in your stuff. And you know what they do for me? They put me on their page. And my followers are coming in like, yo, every time Holdfast puts me up in their
Your
story
numbers are
joint,
right. I'm
I
looking
get
at
more
your
followers,
numbers.
more followers.
Yeah, your numbers
And
are
I'm
right
sitting
right
there
now.
like, yeah, they starting to move. And the thing was, I was never about trying to grab, extra numbers because I never was in that. I'm just like, it goes back to what we were talking about before, authentic self,
Yeah.
right? Authentic self. Nah, I'm not gonna go on that tangent.
What's
It's
wrong?
in my realm.
Don't be
I
scared.
watch
Don't be scared.
no, in my realm, because I had people say, yo, Pelzer, like, yo, man, I see you doing your thing, blah, 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 blah. And I had to say, like, notice I don't put up clips of me preaching.
Okay.
Even if that happened in the room, because I'm like, if you watch the whole stream, you might find me hollering to say, but early Jesus, you get all that.
Yes, sir.
But put the reels up of the stuff that relates to the authentic whole of you. So, I'm friends and brother to people in a whole community, not because I got on here saying, but I'm connected to people because they heard me have a conversation. And
Yes.
if this was a spiritual broadcast, that's why Jesus had all these followers, because of the conversations. So look right there below me. Conversations, conscious conversations. That is a universal thing.
Everything has its purpose. This is not just titled just to be clever, folks. You know
Nah,
what?
I feel you, man.
I'm done with y'all. We done for the night. No.
No, if you ready to wrap it up, cool. But look,
no, I just want folks to get that, right? That
Jolly, I see you, boy.
There's method behind these madnesses, and there's I don't want to use Miss Gladney's words, or I don't know if it's Doc's, but the intent and purpose. They need to copyright that, but there's all of that. There is rationale. There's reason. There's focus. Stay focused on you. Everything is in its place for a certain reason, especially when creatives like us get together, because we moving and we pushing the needle. We doing like my old boss said. I always look up here because it's written right here on my wall. We trying to put a dent in the universe. We trying to do it as quickly as possible, because again, time is not on our side. It's not of the essence. And if we trying out here and advocate and reach as many people as we possibly can, we have to continue this movement. I can't be stagnant. I can't have 8 hours of sleep. I can't. I know it's probably better for me from a health perspective, but look, 4 or 5 hours or on a lucky night, but there's just too much activity in a good way that we have to continue to move on. And those brands wouldn't be reaching out to you if you weren't out there on your bike, standing in the doorway, underneath the bridge, in a coffee shop. I'm looking at all the pictures right now. If you weren't out there doing that work,
bruh, so the intent, like you said, everything that's moving on this screen right now from you is intentional. So if you look at the one picture where it was overhead, and it literally, I'll show you, it literally was this shot overhead with me with the camera, right? That's an intentional shot, because I look at how much noise is going on. And what I said earlier about denoising, Denoising is when you got a Pastor T.D. Jakes on the Breakfast Club. Criticize him or not, it's strategic what he's doing. Dr. Verdra Jackson put me up on his new book called Disruptive Something, right? And whatever the title of it is, I probably want to get it and listen to it. But it kind of follows what we've been talking about disruptors. And the thing is disruptors that disrupt, but they don't have an actual agenda or anything. So when you disrupt, it's like you disrupted this or you interrupted for what reason? What's the intent of the interruption? And so for me, I'm pretty much looking at uh disruptive things, right? Because authentically I love people.
Mm-hmm.
And when you in a place of frustration, as Pastor David G. Evans over in Jersey would say, frustration which leads to passion, right? So here's the thing that we misplace. We get frustrated on people's lives looking bad, and then we beat up on everybody that got a bad looking life rather than keep a good looking life and then influence people to get better, right? That's something that we kind of miss. So in conversation, I looked at this. I had to close my church, right? And and the thing is, it's funny because nobody came to me and said, "Well, God said don't do that,"
Right.
and I'm just like, "No, no, no, no." I knew what I was doing because there was a greater work to do, and that greater work is reaching because pulpits never going anywhere. I realize how much people chase popularity, right? Where they'll listen better based off of how you're received in other places. So think about this. People started paying more attention to Jesus when everybody else started paying attention. That's why he said, I went to my own received me not. So he went, by the time he said, go ye therefore into the world, he had already went out, right? He told his folk what they need to know, but then he stepped out and was like, so since y'all ain't listening, I'm gonna go get this audience over here and say something. But here's the whole catch. I'm preaching right here. He was still his authentic self. So he stuck to who he already was and who he always was going to be. He never changed that. So he just went and told a different crowd of people, even with the parable, like, yo, I prepared this, but since y'all ain't showing up, then go invite all them other people and tell them to come on in and grab this. So the first thing is to know your assignment. So the first thing is, if everybody in the community, and I'm kind of mixing secular and sacred, but for platform people, non-religious, whatever, if you are trying to reach a certain people, you give them the information. But if they not getting it, don't get frustrated because they not getting it. Sometimes you gotta just connect with others, and then they'll be like, yo, that's dope. I watch you every week because you look great. And then the people that are asking you, as June just said, 1,000 questions on the same thing, it's like, I tried to told you. As my wife would say, I've been trying to told you, just get an SM7B, but you trying to reinvent the wheel. Oh, did you see the new Lewitt? Did you see this new so-and-so? And it's like, I'm trying to told you, simplify it. Oh, I got this camera, that camera. Sidebar, another thing. Who you here talking about the new ZV camera? Boom, 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 boom. You know why? Because it costs too daggone much. Ain't nobody chasing that bag. It got real quiet.
Got nothing to say.
You
Nothing to say. Yes, sir. Nothing to say. All right.
Get to the, you know what? Get to the picture before we get too late. I set up for this. Set up for it.
Okay. Well, you set up for it.
Okay, go ahead. No, you go ahead and lead it. Let me back up because I get to preaching,
we already
man.
talked about it. We already talked a little bit about
Right.
it. We already talked, and again, it was around this statement here that you made. It says, I often isolate to integrate.
Mm-hmm.
I
Come on, Reverend.
Stealing away. Well, so again, let me get right in the chair, and get that inflection down. I practice stealing away so that I may pay attention to God, who in turn directs me back to His people. I believe love is contagious, like the flu. Influence, we have it. We have it. What are we spreading? Color me love. Happy Wednesday. I believe love is contagious like the flu. Influence, we have it. What are we spreading? Boy, there's a lot of metaphors in there. There's a lot of capital letters. There's a lot of inflection in the tone. There's a lot of hyperbole. Right? There's all that. Yeah, influence. Ooh, we
Influenza.
sick with it. We
Yeah.
sick with it, boy. We need to be sick with it, and we already kind of chimed in on it, but it's again my desire, heartfelt desire, conscious desire to try to be more patient, understanding with folks, as opposed to being, and it's not aggression. It's just again, I don't feel that I can motivate. That's really a key difference that I think that I have with certain folks. I just don't feel that I can motivate you. I can't send you to a class. I can't give you a book. I can't buy an audiobook that's going to motivate you. If you don't have that innate in you, if you don't have that gene, that chromosome, I don't think that somebody externally can motivate you. I think we can help guide and provide some guidance, but that motivation piece, that's something that can't be taught. That's not in the encyclopedia. Again, I probably date myself because y'all youngsters ain't never seen no Encyclopedia Britannica. Y'all don't know about that. When we
Ladies and gentlemen, valuable piece of information. You
take
got
your
it.
glasses off because
He says it's Pelzer and Hicks, but on the Hicks platform, let me say something that so I'm really starting to sound hypocritical because I promise you, the Holy Spirit just dropped this in my spirit. The most valuable information that you get the majority of the time is information you don't pay for. I just said it. I just said it. I don't care who I done pissed off. The most valuable information is given. You don't have to buy it. Now, to everybody that's got a platform, a convention, something coming up, you want everybody to buy the ticket. I salute you. I'm not trying to mess up your authentic hustle or so into, pour into, build up. But here's what I'm about to say. How many people do you know that have become a TD Jakes out of going to all the TD Jakes?
Ooh.
Woman Thou Art Loose or build, dreamers, kingdom something. People, Philly preachers go to Texas every year, EK Bailey and this, and half of them ain't no EK Bailey and ain't gonna be, right? They go to certain things and the thing is, I'm not saying don't go to them. You come out of it with value, but most of the time, the best piece of information is not information that you're paying for. It is given and it's received because you were influenced by it. So the thing is watch if you like a Jakes, Joel Osteen, a Jamal Bryant, a Don Lemon, whoever, like name your people. You like Obama, catch them off camera. We are living in a day and age of TikToks and everything. Watch certain things people do. If somebody catch people at certain places they eat, they didn't advertise it, they ain't do a commercial, but somebody got a picture of President Obama eating at the local waffle joint that nobody knew about. Look at that, and you found the best waffle joint, not because you paid for the masterclass on how to live like Obama. It was given to you. You didn't even pay for it.
Yeah.
Right? So there's a privilege in valuing some things that it seemed too good to be true, but you got it. Right? Structure is going to get stuff. So here I'll get back to the picture. The isolate to integrate is a decision, right? That I love people. Because I love people, and I'm in the book now. Jesus himself with his disciples went up on top of a mountain, took the sons of thunder with him, right? But even them jokers went to sleep. But he isolated for integration because he was about to save the whole world. That principle, I'm doing the John Maxwell here. The principle on that is big because there's a need for people to follow that kind of pattern. He did not separate himself because it's like, I'm done with you people. Moses did that, and that didn't work. He said, God, these your people. I'm done with these folk. All right, I want to say something else. I'm done with these jokers. You know what I mean? These your people. Moses is like, I'm done with y'all because they was acting stupid. Aaron, Miriam, they was acting all dumb. And Moses is like, I'm done with them. But fast forward, you get to Jesus. It's like, yo, I gotta roll up. He sent these jokers out on a boat. Like, y'all go ahead to the other side. I'll meet y'all down there in a few. I need separation for integration. So when we isolate ourselves, you isolate for hearing from God or finding you so that you can integrate back in so that you can influence because whatever is in you is contagious, right? It's contagious. If you don't understand it, it's coming out contaminated. You got what I'm saying? Because you're not nurturing yourself for what you're giving off. So what you're giving off, you got to get yourself together so that what you give off is your best self that's in you because inevitably it's coming out of you. It's like a parent. You can't not be influential to your kids. It either is bad influence because of no influence is bad influence in most cases, or intentionally is good influence because you're being a good father, you're being a good mother, you're being the you that you supposed to be, and they're seeing it, and then they're growing from it, and they're influenced. Everything that your son is doing ain't because you told him, it's because he just watched you do it. He watched how you treat mom. It ain't because you walked him through. So this is what you do for your mother. You open the door and you do this, son, and you do that, and you say, "All right, baby, I love you," and so and so, and that's that. You ain't tell him all of that. He's seen it, and it's like that has influenced the way that he lives, or at least thinks about when he comes to that juncture of doing it. That's how he's going to do.
That's how he's going to act as well. Yep.
You see what I'm saying? So that summing that up and cut across the field, that isolate to integrate, and part of that was also for people that I have been around and know they get ticked off with people and they go, "Oh, that's why I don't mess with nobody. That's why I stay to myself." And I'm like, well, fool, if you posted that on Facebook that you don't mess with nobody, you do mess with a lot of people because you got 2,000 people that's friends with you or so-called friends, but you saying, "Oh, I don't mess with nobody." Yeah. Well, why you put it on Facebook?
Yeah, you posting it because you want somebody to respond.
That's a whole nother thing.
We can get into that right there too a little bit later on. Them voyeurs, Well,
right.
I don't care about. We work in silence a lot, right? Not a lot of fanfare. Not a lot of. I'm at the gym working out. I don't post that. I'm there every night, but you don't see.
Yeah.
I'm not going. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm getting
or it has to be intentional, right? It has to be intentional. Again, for some folk, it's like, okay, oh, look at my lights. For me, it's intentional, right? Because this is a cheaper way to do something fancy, and if you want to know and you about that life, I'll tell you about it. It's $300, get the lights. It's like, try that. It's certain things like that, right? Where it's not about bragging, it's about, being intentional. It's like, dude, oh my gosh, I hate to do this, and you probably gonna get on me for dropping this nugget for free. You're gonna laugh at this, James. I gotta say this.
Go, brother.
Somebody got on me because they said I was doing a photo gig, and they said, "You have a card," and I was like, "No." And the lady went to she went to coach me on why I need my website, my card, and this, that, and the third. And I was very kind to her because I was being my authentic self. But I had never been challenged to explain the why. Now, watch what I told her. I said, what's interesting? And somebody else came up to me and they got in the conversation. And right at that moment, I was just real. I said, so I never really had to do this, but I'm gonna hook you up and I'm gonna tell you why I don't do it. Or I haven't done it yet. I said, eventually I probably will do all of that. I said, think of the photographer that's walking around with a bunch of cards or the tap and whatnot. I said, the problem is they're looking for work, right? I said, work comes to me. Because what happens is it's like I'm doing what I'm doing, right? I'm trusting the process because I'm in creative mode. I got into the job that I was doing was an interruption to my focus. Here you go. I'm dropping the James Hicks, right? Shout out to James Hicks. Get your merch. Get your merch.
Let's be clear, okay?
So,
all right. Go ahead. I'll pause right there and let you get it, but I'm gonna show you where I'm going with this.
No, because
I'm gonna show you.
There. Ooh, y'all pay attention right now.
I'm stating two different people. So here's the thing. The person that wants to be the photographer for the bag you must find out how much do weddings cost, how much do you do photo shoots for, how much do you do this. It's graduation time, so you got to go, oh, I got a special for graduation. The first 5 people, this, that, and the third. But here's the problem with what you just did. You just told everybody that you're so free that you're asking, can I do the graduation? Now, you know what I'm booked for? I didn't ask. I was asked. And you know what happened? I said, well, I'm actually busy. Let me see what I can do. Do you understand what I just did?
Mercy. Lord,
I said, mercy. Normally it costs this, but I can probably, and I pause and it's like, I'll throw an extra $200 on there. Oof. Let it sink in for a second, right? So now you want a masterclass? See, masterclass people ain't gonna drop this nugget on you. The nugget for most masterclasses, they're gonna say, you need to get this, you need to get that is gonna increase, and they're actually factual. But if that is not your creative DNA, don't subject yourself to who you were not created to be. A creative is going to say, I'm so unique that I don't need to mass manufacture what I'm doing. There's already the guy that used to work for Sears to just come and stand you in front of a blue background, sit you on an Apple box, throw 2 light bulbs and go pow, pow, pow. And you go, ooh, and toss the hat in the air. Keith Pelzer don't do that. Keith Pelzer's coming up with some creative stuff like, you know what? We're going to get the cap and throw it on the ground in between the yellow lines. You're going to stand behind it like this and have your book in the air or where you going to next. We're going to do something creative like that. Then I'm going to shoot it with an 11 to 20 lens and get a bubble effect on it. I'm doing that. That's what you paying me for because I'm a creative. You see what I'm saying? Artists in my day, the artists went to Timberland. They went to the producers because of their uniqueness. There's a bunch of people sitting around. Oh, I got a studio. Yeah, you got a studio. It's a commercial studio. And the reason why you can book people is because you don't have a creative process going on. So you are a commercial studio, not a creative studio. You see what I'm saying? There's a difference there. So I sat and learned, why are certain photographers unique? It's because people are going after them. They're not going after people for their work. Boy. The people are going to them. Now the past couple of pictures you showed, this guy right here, he just happened to be over the house for a podcast. And I said, go in the garage real quick. I said, stand here. And I set him up, pow. Right? So what that turned into, yo, I need you to do a photo shoot. You see what I'm saying? Not no card or something like that. I need you to do a photo shoot. That's the part. That's the nugget for the night, people. There is a nugget for the night. So back to this person. They're like, so why wouldn't you get a card? This, that, and third. I said, because right now, all of these people in this place are like, oh, I want you to do this. I want you to do that. I said, now you've turned me into a trigger happy person to collect money, right? And to now be over enamored and over saturated with turning headshots over for people that are boring to me.
Yeah.
You got what I'm saying?
Got you.
Creation, the song that we got a Grammy on, Cross My Mind, that came because we was bored in the snow and we just sat back and chilled. And we had a conversation. There it is again on the bottom of your screen. Hit the like button.
I'm about to say
hit the like and subscribe.
Somebody
because of conversation.
Where the moderators at? Y'all get on your deal.
You see what I'm saying? It was just simply because of conversation. So there's the commercial studio and then there's the creative studio. There's a difference. There's the commercial photographer, then there's the creative artist photographer. And that person, in some cases, they're called weirdos or whatever you want to call them, respectfully, if you know, you know. But it's like, don't pull yourself out of creation for commercial. Right? This is where a lot of people mess up at. They pull themselves out of the creativity for the commercialism of it.
Let that marinate. Let that simmer in the pot for a minute. Just right there. Let that. I can't handle it. I had to change. Listen, I had to take my glasses off. I had to Boy, that's hot right there, brother.
man.
That's y'all.
And,
Y'all better recognize this blessing that y'all just got. That y'all getting.
and it's not a bad thing. It's just it's real. Like I'm about having a real conversation, and the real conversation is for so long I've missed my calling on just being authentic and because I sat and I watched people and I'm sitting there like, why are y'all telling these people that? Like, don't just tell everybody this is what you got to do. Listen, I think we're at a point where you got to listen to people. If
Yeah.
somebody comes to a master class to figure out how to set up my website, this, that, and the third, business cards, or how to do it, cool. You're asking because you're not flowing in your creativity.
Mm-hmm.
See, when you're in the creative flow, you don't ask a ton of questions, right? You're doing.
Truth. Very much the truth.
Right?
Very much the truth. Yeah.
And then shout out to Diana Gladney. The learn and do concept is let me learn how to work a camera or learn proper exposure so that I can do the pictures that I want to do. Cause I don't learn what's a good photo. I take the photo that I feel and that I see. So only thing I need to learn is the universal thing is how do you cut the camera on? Do you need to update it? What lens works better for low light? Because I'm looking at I want to shoot at night. Yeah, I want to learn to shoot at night. I want to shoot at night. So what's the fundamentals of shooting at night? What's the fundamentals of getting the person clear? Use a flash. What's the fundamentals of using an on-camera flash, off-camera flash? What about lens sizes, this, that, and the third? Those are the things that you go to the class for. But to how to do, if you're a creative, stay in your creative. Don't go commercial on the do.
Man. Because the camera ain't the end all to be all. The camera and the flash and the SD card, I mean, the infrastructure, the peripherals isn't the end all. It's that product at the end. It's that end result after you've learned and done, comprehended, know what ISO is, know your f-stop. Right? No, not just for camera stuff, for anything that you're doing. Once you learn and master that craft.
So sometimes we labor on, and this is where maybe you and I, a doc, we get frustrated at times. Sometimes we mess ourselves up too, and we should know better. We labor on the fundamentals so long, and we never fall back and say, I already told them. So do they have it in them to do next? And then identify, are they in the commercial of it or the creative part? Because creative is just like, yo, like put it this way, Dave Hunt is on here. This is my dude. So we're both musicians. So when we meet up in person, somebody might be like, oh, do you know how to play? Let me think of a gospel song me and him might know. Do you know how to play Hezekiah Walker something? And I may play it and Dave may play it and I may do something. Dave be like, whoa, what you do again? Or he may do something be like, whoa, what you do again? And we going to look at, just give me that chord and I'm good. Just what chord are you hitting when you go to the bridge? Yeah. That's all we need to know. The person that's trying, then you got the next person that don't know how to play. They ain't studied not one scale, don't know how to read, don't have an ear. And they got me and Dave sitting down at the piano asking us 15,000 questions. And it's like, yo, you need to go to settlement or school to learn how to read or play. You got what I'm saying? Like, yes, this. Shout out to Keywan, I think his name's Keywan Banks, up in Detroit. One of the buddies from ecam. He teaches music. You need to go to him to learn that. Then you come back to maybe me or Dave and ask for the chord in that one song. But if you're commercial, you're in a different area. You see what I'm saying? If you in that, when people cut albums and they like, oh, what do I do next? It's like, yo, you were creative.
Yeah.
Especially now, just put it out.
Right there, this what you're talking about, it was so good for when you chimed in and when you came on when I had Garfield Bright on. Right? From Shy. I mean, when you came in while he was on, y'all know Garfield Bright. Y'all.
Yes.
I still got it in
yes.
there. Right? But having that conversation again and understanding, because you're both at that same level, right? You're at that plaque winning level. You're at that artistic level, that musician level, and you can have that common conversation, right? That the interview was already dope. I'm not gonna lie, the interview was real dope, but y'all brought it to a whole different level by just having like minds talking about like situations and
Right.
the experiences that you had. But again, I couldn't have interjected into that conversation because I haven't been in all of those same rooms. I've been in some of those rooms, but I haven't been in all of those same
Mhm.
rooms. And having the experience, having the wherewithal, having the insight, all of that, that actually brought about credibility
Mm.
to the entire conversation by having again two again plaque winning artists, musicians chopped it up about what it is that they've done and what it is that they do and how they got there and what they're doing. So everything that you're saying, right, just resonates again, and not just for people that are trying to do creative stuff, professional and personal. It's both sides, right? Know what it is that you're doing, know what it is that you're using before you go out there and try to use it, and you make a no make a fool of yourself, right?
Mhm.
Be proud and own what you put out there in the universe, and know that each time you turn the lights on, press record, take a photo, speak, write, whatever, that it's of high quality and you've prepared yourself for the message. Again, man, you hitting me a lot. Hopefully, other folks are getting value too. I just read. I'm probably gonna go try to hurt myself tonight underneath this squat rack, but this is some good stuff, man.
No, they listen. You actually doing the James because, um, I'm encouraging people to, especially people that I've taken up a strong liking to. I'm really like challenging people around me to like really get there and do what you do.
Yeah.
Like it's really gonna help everybody out. Like get it, man. Like get in your bag. Like get in your bag instead of chasing the bag. Get in your bag and do what you're doing. And because I like to see that, and go hard with it. Like, dude, I'm riding the bike now and I really dial back in on how to ride faster because I'm like, I'm 51 now. I'm not gonna have 57, 60-year-old man like dropping me. They don't be
Hmm.
dropping me, but I be doing a lot keeping up on certain rides. And I'm like, I'm quietly doing it. And I'm sitting there like, yo, let me figure out how to pedal more efficiently. I'm out here doing it on the bike, right?
Yeah.
So and I'm just using that as an example of saying if you see it and you really want it, be real about what you want. So when I'm real about I want to get my beach body and stuff together and maintain it, it's like, yo, I gotta know when to choose to eat my Haagen-Dazs and my ice cream and when to
Mm.
put it down.
I know it's
You know what
terrible,
I'm
man.
saying?
It's
I gotta
tough.
know how to stay focused. Like, oh, I got a bad Haagen-Dazs habit. That's just that's like a drug to me, boy. Ice cream is a drug, right? So admitting that I know how to cut back on it, and then you surround yourself with what you do. My other thing I put up the other day, I put up um normalcy, not novelty, right?
Mm.
So certain people do things that it's a novelty, and you got to say this is a novelty, not normalcy, right? So whether I go live every day or not, it's a normalcy, right? For me to be into tech gadgets. So if I'm thrown off from going live, I'm still in digital because I pick up the camera. So if you notice, I went from live video to still shots,
Hmm.
right? It's like I'm not out of. I'm still you. Here's the funny thing. This will preach. I'm using this. This has three functions here. It has snap a picture, it has movie, and it
Make
has a
it
slow
plain, boy.
motion,
Make it plain, brother.
right? So I'm either still shot or I'm in motion, but each one of them goes on a memory card in here. Each one of them works through this sight, which is a lens. If there's any sound, it's coming through the same microphone. And it all goes into the computer. This stuff is wrapped all into one. You see what I'm saying? Your life got to be like this piece right here. Whether it's a still moment or whether it's a moving shot, you're picking up the same piece. It's consistency, right? It's consistency. And if we were to break that down, the person that's all over the place is, oh, I got a 360 camera. Oh, I got this. Oh, I got this. I got that. I got that. It's like you have no consistency,
Yeah.
right? No consistency. So figure out your consistency. It's okay if you were live streaming and you like, oh, I don't feel like going live. Cool. Well, do podcasting.
Do
I
something.
don't know what I'm gonna talk about. Well, videotape off of that ZV-E10 that you got, right? Keep doing it or sell the gear and find out what you're doing. Get into the next thing. I ain't made a track and God knows how long. But when I do, I already know I'm gonna be on it because
Yeah.
I'm a creative, man. So I'm encouraging everybody as I know you're gonna wrap this up. Like, yo, dig into your bag of creativity. Daggone Sixers lost. How y'all get this up,
I
man?
did. I was looking, and
95 to
I don't.
86.
Well, see, that's when we know it's time to go. Now, I was looking over here, and I said, "Oh,
And 13 in the fourth quarter. So
I
who
was
went
look-
out? I ain't watched the game. We
you
22,
know,
21, 30, and then 13 in the fourth quarter. Like,
you
come
know,
on, y'all.
ooh, and the Philadelphia for y'all get to throwing batteries at folks. Right? You got watch
Now we
out.
gotta go back to Boston for this.
You got to go back, and it's tough. It's tough out there in them streets. Listen,
Golden State beat them up there. We're gonna beat them up in them streets.
we'll see. But listen, man. Hey, we had a gang of folks chiming in. We had a lot of folks joining from different platforms, and this is what we do: creative conversation, conscious conversations. I don't know what it is.
You killing these transitions, boy. You got that thing on
I
lock.
ain't- listen, boy. Let me go.
You ain't playing, bro. You ain't playing, bro.
Everything in its place, everything with purpose, and listen, and it's smooth. I ain't mad at you. Like Kurt Nugent said, we're not being humble on the stream, on the live. We put in the work.
Now y'all go to James' masterclass on how to do this live stream because he showed you how to do it. He ain't just telling you he know. He showed you how to do it.
I give y'all the family rate as well, but
heck with that family rate. They want to do it, pay it.
Well, the family rate still, is just a little lower on the tax, but it's still going to be the principal is still high, or there's value in the price.
Oh my gosh.
Man, listen, this is what we do though, right, folks? And for a lot of the new cats that was joining us, appreciate y'all coming in on either place that we were at. Conscious conversations. There's no script. We just turn on the lights, we press record, and we say let's talk about what's going on in the world, and try to bring value, try to bring conversation, try to spur engagement, try to have folks leave these sessions. Today was short. It was only an hour and a half. Last time was 3 hours. Lord have mercy.
Oh yeah, we went
for sure. But the whole idea is to leave here with a little fire in you, to go out there and try to do something different, something positive. We're not here to motivate you because, again, I don't think we can, but we're here to help spark that energy. Yeah, spark a little energy in you. I'm over here getting the rocking right now.
Y'all go back and watch this stuff because we drop the nuggets in here. We drops the nuggets.
We gonna be syndicated somewhere. This gonna be on, I don't know, one of them networks somewhere. I don't know where. We gonna. Matter of fact, okay, I'm not gonna tell folks about that yet. But yeah, we gonna. This will be premium content before too long because I got a couple of things in the works.
I like it, but listen. This is what you do though. So I think that you know the right way to can I say monetize, or in that word monetize, I mean make it make sense, right?
Mhm.
Like I do understand. Like people will get on me and be like, oh, like David said something, and I agree with him. Y'all got some good stuff for free, right? One thing I think is this is just Keith Pelzer. I think it's corny sometimes when people do podcasts and stuff and they say y'all, but you don't like who's the y'all you talking to, right? Like it's like 15,000 other platforms on there. And like some of the information we give, you could go on YouTube and find the same thing. It's just you get it from me, you get it from James. So I'm like, don't just do it, but don't kind of interrogate people or put them down like y'all don't even know what y'all getting. Like, and this is nothing on David said it right. David, this is nothing on what you said or anybody in the comment section tonight. I'm just saying in general, it's like don't make people feel like, oh, y'all ain't appreciate what you got. No, this is a conversation. And because once people trust you, if you like, look, for $19.99, you come to this thing, hit this, whatever, they'll trust it because you've already shown what you can do. So the other nugget I'm saying for photographers, people getting into it, some people's like, oh, you ain't charged so and so, this, that, and third. I'm like, look, I be helping people out that don't even understand, have been doing it for years, and they sitting there like, oh, you killing the game? I'm like, I'm really not killing the game because I'm not chasing a bag. I'm gonna get the money if I get
Yeah.
it, but I'm not really like chasing it, right? But I'm like, I kind of perceive thee to be chasing a bag. So let me help you out real quick. Here's your problem. You're sitting there talking about how much you paid for your camera rather than shooting pictures
Ooh,
and showing
he
people
ain't
that they
through.
need to call you.
He ain't through.
Just that I'm gonna
Boy,
drop that one for
good
free.
Lord.
I'm just like, so if you sitting home for 5 days waiting on somebody to ask you to do graduation and prom pictures, then that means that nobody's looking for you. You got an IG, you got Square, you got a web page, you got all of that, and you begging people to do a shoot. Something's wrong with that picture.
Mm.
You hear what I'm saying?
Nobody, if
Something's wrong with that
nobody is
picture.
looking for you, God, dog, boy.
That's when you gotta be. Let me tell you something, dude. I could get churches to hire me now. This is funny. I'm gonna tell you why. Because I'm looking at people that have been doing photography and stuff, and I'm just like, we should be documenting and capturing our Black church services,
Mhm,
right? Especially
mhm.
for Black culture. We should be capturing that, not waiting on the congregation to say, we gonna pay you. Show them, right? You need me. So here's what I did in the pandemic. As a preacher, I had to set this stuff up. And you know what they did? They called me and said, Pelzer, we want to bring you in to set this up. Not because I said, here's my services. I just showed you my platform.
Mhm,
Let that sink in.
mhm.
If you show people your platform, you can get the paper. People trying to get paper, but you ain't showing me the platform. So, you know
Let
what I'm
that
saying? I'm
sink.
kind
Let
of
that
lost.
sink in right there.
Like, don't show me the studio, show me the results from out of the studio, and then I'm drawn to the studio. So, we love our wives, we got sisters, we got cousins, we got this, that, and the third. She out there putting pictures up with her little phone. Take pictures of your cousin and learn editing and stuff, put it up, make her friends say, Dad, your pictures look good. My cousin took that. He gonna hook me
Ooh,
up. Well, he costs X, Y, and Z. Like, that's how you get the bread. You don't get the
see,
bread by sitting there saying you dope. Ain't nobody chasing you.
sitting there waiting. You know, why
Sitting
the
there
phone
waiting.
not ringing? How
And
come my phone ain't ringing?
shout out to every client I've had thus far. The shoot I did last week, the mom called me and said, you gonna do my son prom pictures. And I
Okay.
was like, well, I never did prom. She said, I know. Yep, that ain't the point. I see what you do, is what
Mm,
she said. So I'm gonna pay you to do what you do. Just point the lens at my kid. And
do
I was
you?
like, all right, here's my number. She was like, cool. What's the cash at, Venmo, whatever.
Yeah.
And I showed up and did what I did. And from that, here's another phone call. I'm friends with so-and-so, and I like what you did. This ain't have no business
I was
card,
gonna say you didn't have your
no.
card or no nothing. You
I just showed up. You know what
get
I
out of
mean?
your own
It's
way,
like,
folks. No more excuses. Get
it's in our corner where preachers be like, yo, the worst thing a preacher could do is like, Doc, you never asked me to come over and preach. There's a reason why, bro. I'm sorry. Close the show, man.
You
There's
cannot
a
sit in
reason
my
why.
pulpit.
If
You cannot.
it's like anybody that asks me to come to my church and preach, I'm like, I know not to get you over there. Bump, 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 bump.
Hopefully, y'all was vibing with this. Come on now, come on, tell somebody something, man. Y'all know this was valuable time. I know you watching the games and everything, but come on, y'all know
Roofers
this.
advertise their business because people don't know that you need to get the roof repaired. Power washers offer their business because people don't realize you need to power wash the dirt and stuff off of there. Landscapers know that people damn near killing themselves with lawnmowers, so they offer them services. But certain things that are creative, if you find yourself offering it all the time, like to get paid for it, you're probably not an actual creative. Your gift will make room for you. Come on, David. Go ahead, James. Close this out, man.
I got nothing else to say. I really don't, because because it was almost like it
I
was
wasn't
set up.
trying to go there
No,
tonight. I was trying to
I'm just
figure
going
it
because
out.
it was
Like,
almost whatever you got up in there. It's that Oban that you sipping on right there. It's
oh,
that
this is
it's that
whatever
pink.
that is.
Oh, it's
That's
gone.
deacon juice. That's deacon juice. That's deacon juice.
That glass was full about an hour ago, y'all. That glass was spilling over. His cup was running over. But now it didn't
Running
spill.
over.
But
Running
your
over.
gift will make room for you. 2 more weeks, we're gonna come back and we're gonna
Dave,
talk about this again. Kevin, that's what that who Kevin? Oh, Kevin, that's right. See, I've been drinking too.
how you don't know who Kevin is?
Lord, oh Lord, I'm in trouble for that one.
That's the West Coast King.
Listen, that's my dog. Now what you doing, man?
So I'm trying to think. Do I need to get the other two to put underneath? I gotta test. I gotta test and find out if I'm gonna get the other two to light from the bottom for photography. But that's the look that it's going to give when I get ready to do the pictures and show the divided look here. So you get the you might
be all right with the loom cube that you got, right? I mean that's already enough.
The thing broke on me. The loom cube broke.
Oh no.
And the only thing I don't like about these, you can't go. This is as low as they go. They don't go lower. So so I'm probably they don't go lower. Wait till you see this creative thing I'm gonna do for headshots. It's gonna be a Keith Pelzer unique exclusive. It's dope, man. Go to Hobby Lobby and get a frame type thing right here.
Go ahead.
Wait till you see the picture I'm gonna do. It's gonna be fire, man.
KP gonna have scissors and Elmer's glue out there. He said Hobby Lobby. This boy gonna be out here.
Hobby Lobby for the creative. Anybody in that Philly area, I'm gonna start doing some impromptus at the King of Prussia Mall. If you on there, make sure you hit the like button and say I hit the like button on Keith and James YouTube. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe
on the YouTube.
And so
on
if you are Philly and you local, stay tuned for the impromptu King of Prussia shoots. Right,
okay.
I'm gonna be doing them joints.
So you're gonna be on.
I'm trying to get.
It's the website right here. This date.
What website?
This the mall right here. So I'm expecting in a couple of weeks.
Oh, that's the mall.
Yeah, I'm expecting to see your stuff on Lord have mercy.
I don't know. I ain't shooting for them. I'm using a parking lot area and stuff. So that picture with me in front of the water, that's in their parking lot. They got so many dope spots to shoot around there.
Okay.
In their parking lot. So that one where I had when it rains, I always go in the parking lot. And in that parking lot, I come up with dope creative ideas in the KOP area. So
gotcha.
So
this one right here. I want to talk about this next time. I'm gonna talk about this one next time. This rest stop one right here is a trip. Right. And let me
that?
Let me ask, because the dude was it planned to have him in the background? Because I know how you set up your camera and it's down there on the floor, but just to have him in the background and then for you to get his story, but for him to by chance be in the background at your rest stop.
So on the trail, there was a spot near a bridge, and it was near a high voltage power line. And it was unsafe for the squatters and the homeless people to go over there, but they were charging their phones. So it's interesting because they have cell phones, but they live in tents off the trail.
Mm-hmm.
And, people with charity are trying to give them food. They're like, we're cool. We don't need your food. And I'm sitting there like, so they choose to live outside. They choose to live in the tents. And, some of them got dogs, but it's like a whole community of folks. So once the city gated the area off, put barbed wire fence and stuff around it, they had to find another source of power. The interesting thing is, and this is YouTubeable right here or clippable. They searched not for food, not for shelter, but they search for power. Because now, even whether you have shelter over your head or not, power is still essential. So their lights, they can use candles and stuff, but they choose to use power. Radio, they need power. internet, whatever signal they could get. They got their tents. They can go to Popeyes. They can go squatter and ask for money at the McDonald's or the Wawa, but they needed power. So they search. There it is, David. They search for power. So when the city cut off the power, they went up and down the trail and found where they can get power from. So they go to this desolate place that nobody's going to look and say that they're stealing juice from the building. And they go to this abandoned like building that was actually purchased, but the developers are waiting on everything to start any kind of construction to open it up. But they had to put power in the building to protect their building. So the building is abandoned, but because somebody owns the abandoned building, that's not technically abandoned. It's just defunct and desolate, but it has power. And so they found the power. They broke the lock off of it so that they can plug into the power. That's all they want. So they walk over almost a mile to go get power. And they pass by all of the homeless help that could get them out of this situation, but they choose to stay out there under the tents, but all they need is power, and they're neglecting the help to get shelter. And so I went there to take the picture because I like the structure, but they were all in the background. And then they were like, "Oh, you taking picture? We'll be out of your way. We just trying to get some power." So they were taking too long, and the one guy remained. He was doing a little something extra he didn't need to do, but he said, "I'm almost done." He said, "I'm just trying to let this thing power up." So he was in my picture because he was trying to get power. And so he allowed me to get a powerful message off of him needing power. And I just told the story about him for power. And that is like a preaching platform for me. And I took that because of who I am on the preaching side and say, that reminds me of people that get out of their bed and they looking for church to just jump and shout. And all they want is they just want to get a charge for power, but they want to go home without change.
Doors of the church are now open. Bring me.
So into no offense of those who are not spiritual or Christian, or you have your own religion or faith, in these platforms, many people come into the stream just to get charged, but not change. So there's your preaching point right there, James. Sometimes we get frustrated because people, they just want to get charged on what you're doing new, what's hot, what's the end thing, but they don't want to do change.
That's it right there. No, that's it right there. I'm gonna rest on that right there. I'm gonna take that. I'm gonna take that to the closet tonight, and that.
Well,
that
you
right...
go back full screen. Get me off of full screen. You go full screen.
Well, I got your heathen halo. You know?
let me decrease while James increase.
I got your heathen halo there right there. I shouldn't be calling it that. Lord, that's wrong. We didn't already had an earthquake here in Northern California today. We're gonna have another one if I keep talking bad about the man.
Oh, y'all had an earthquake?
Yeah, we got the moving and shaking out here. Folks didn't know what was going on.
Y'all playing around in them streets.
Look, Lord got to talking and got the shaking stuff this afternoon. And listen, we haven't had a good move like that in a while. So, man, appreciate you, brother. I'm gonna go ahead and close it because again, I want to get out here and get a little activity going because you didn't already close your rings for today. I saw you.
I closed my rings, bro. Yeah, I closed them, boy.
Yeah, you didn't already got.
I got them closed.
You already got your accomplishment in for today. That was a hot take, Mr. Listen, Mr. Riley, and chiming in. Love, appreciate you for being here, sir. Sometimes people want to get a charge, but they don't. But they don't want to be changed. Man, that's hot right there, folks. Take that with you. And see, are the Lakers playing? They don't play tonight.
No, they play tomorrow night. Dude,
that's right.
I'm mad at the Lakers and the Sixers. I'm like, come on, Brian.
Davis, Mr. Glass. Leave Mr. Glass alone just because he I saw, okay, and then we'll close with this because, Anthony Davis, he say he got hit in the head. I kept watching it. I didn't see him get hit
Dude,
hard.
I'm like, where's the hit? Come on,
Right, he
man.
8 feet tall, 400 pounds, whatever, and then someone tap him on his head. He need to get taken out in the wheelchair. Maybe he hurt, whatever. I
I
don't want to
mean,
belittle that, but I saw someone put
I'm
together a
looking for an elbow
compilation,
or something.
right, of when Kobe tore his Achilles during the game
And played.
and had to take 2 free throws, and he made them, and then he walked off the court. So Kobe, back in the day, Kobe Bryant messed around and tore his tendon. I've never had it torn, but I hear that that's devastating, and I hear that will make you cry. So, but Kobe did that, and here we are, Mr. Glass, Anthony Davis. Someone slaps him on the backside of his head, and he had to be taken out in a wheelchair. Lord have mercy. We'll see what's
I
going
hope
to happen.
Mr. Riley right. He said y'all got it tomorrow. I'm like, geez,
No, that ain't us. Listen,
Brian.
I'm just, I don't know if Montel's still here. I just root for a good story. We'll see what's going on. I think I'm tired of Steph because he's just too
Charlie
good.
Mack ain't.
Okay,
I hope Charlie Mack ain't jinxed the Sixers. Come on, Charlie. My man Charlie Mack, he done told Boston like y'all ain't gonna win tonight. I'm like, just be quiet, Charlie. Just let them win.
We'll see.
He's up in that locker room with Jalen Hurts with the Eagles lost. Come on, Charlie. I love you, Charlie. Lay back a little bit, brother. Shout out to Big Charlie Mack, my big brother. It was because of Charlie Mack I met Shaq and got a picture with Shaquille O'Neal because of Charlie Mack. Not
Charlie
Will
Mack,
Smith, because Charlie Mack. Charlie Mack, first out the limo.
Yeah, okay. Is that right?
Yeah, Charlie Mack. That's my guy. Charlie Mack, man.
Let me see.
Charlie Mack need to be run for mayor of Philly. He need to run for mayor. All right, that's a whole nother subject. Yo, I'm liking these Jones, man. Bro, wait till I take some pictures with these. I'm gonna let you see them. You gonna see them. So I told Tina, I said, get yourself ready.
Get ready, girl. Get your hat.
Yeah, I told her I get ready.
And get your hat and your purse together. Okay, hold on. Where my
Look, June said wrap it up. Right, June, we're gonna wrap it up. Go ahead, Jane, take us away.
I know June threw
minimize me. Take us away.
I was looking for my picture with Shaq, but I don't have the one here.
You got a Shaq joint too? I gotta dig mine up. Mine's so old.
I got it. Listen, man, they know me out here in these streets, man. Okay, we'll find that later. All right, brother. Oh Lord, hold on. Let me get that screen grab. That's this brother right here with the A7. Is that the 5?
I gotta get. That's the 5. I gotta tell because one is silver. Listen, people, go ahead and wrap your camera. It'll make you feel like you got a whole new camera in your hand. Trust me. Make you feel like you got a whole new piece going on if you wrap it. So they sending me another wrap, man. They like what I did.
Another wrap.
They sending me another wrap. I said, y'all better send me a wrap. There we go. There's a wrap. All right. Had to get that. Yo, you feeling these joints though? I like these.
Keep them. Yeah, no, keep them and keep doing you.
I like it.
Since you're, what do you call it? The little guy? Your Loom Cube, since that blew up. Yeah, see.
Yeah,
I know.
So,
listen, David Hunt, I know. June, I know. It's a wrap. We
wrap it up. We out. Go ahead, play some music, man. Bye.
Well, I don't have no outgoing music. I just got the dope incoming music.
Bring David Hunt on. Tell him to play some music.
After it's been 2 hours, he got
next week. We got to bring him in. We got to bring him in. Give him the link.
Come on in the front door, brother. You know how to
come on in the front door and go ding, 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 ding.
That's what
all right, man. Throw me off screen. Hit the button. We out, people. Love y'all.
Appreciate y'all.